So I'm going to call this meeting to order and ask everyone to please stand for the flag salute. So can we get a roll call, please, of commissioners present?
Commissioner Ivor Scavdall,
Here.
Commissioner Noah Levy,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas Mulder,
Here.
Commissioner Peggy O'Neill. Here. Commissioner Sarah West,
Here.
Commissioner Lorna McFarland,
Here.
Commissioner Jerome Curiazzi.
Okay, we got a quorum here. Do we have any agenda modifications?
We have one item that we will pull off consent and give you an explanation on that once we do it. And that is for the, I'm sorry, I should have had it opened right to that. That's for the 10 Redwoods LLC conditional use permit.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so with that, public comment on non-agenda items. Is there anybody in the room that would like to speak on non-agenda items? Please step to the podium. Seeing no one make a move towards the podium, go to on Zoom. Anyone want to make public comment on non-agenda items? Please raise your hand. Seeing no one, we'll close public comment and we'll move to the consent agenda. And just to be clear, the consent agenda, all those are public hearings, so if you would like to speak about them, to give public comment or oppose them, please raise your hand when I say so. Call out the project and then it'll get pulled off consent, and then at the very end of the meeting, we'll have a public hearing on that. So first off, number 1, review and approval of September 19th, 2024 action summary. Please raise your hand if you would like that pulled. Seeing no one. Number 2, Tanya Morris partial map subdivision extension. Please raise your hand if you want to see that pulled. Seeing no one, I'll leave that on. Number 3, the Morris partial map subdivision extension in the Indianola area. If you'd like to see that removed, please raise your hand. Seeing no one, we'll leave that on. Number 4, the Holgerson minor subdivision and coastal development permit extension. If you'd like to talk about that or see that removed, please. Okay, pull. That will, item 4 will come off. Item number 5 is pulled by staff. Item number 6, River Ridge Farms LLC special permit and conditional use permit in the Piercy area. If you'd like to talk about that, please raise your hand. Seeing none, that'll stay on consent. And that would be it. So I'm looking for a motion for items 1, 2, 3, and 6, I believe, if my notes are right.
I motion to approve the consent calendar items 1, 2, 3, and 6.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. That'll be a voice vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Any abstention? Motion. Yeah. No, item 4 and 5 were pulled from consent. Okay. So we'll hear those at after our public hearings. So consent calendar approved. So that brings us to public hearings. Kavanaugh Coastal Development Permit. And I'll turn that over to staff. So the process, staff will make a presentation, and then the applicant has the opportunity to make a presentation, and then public comment, and then the applicant has the opportunity to give rebuttal if needed, up to 3 minutes. So staff.
Laura, can we have the screen shared? There we go.
Good evening, Commission. My name is Rodney Andel, Senior Planner, Humboldt County Planning and Building. I'm here to present project called Kavanaugh Accessory Dwelling Unit. It's in the Myrtletown area, Eureka. It's a coastal development for the development of a accessory dwelling unit. Can I get that? The project is located near Redwood Acres. You can see there's a push pin on the screen for the project location off of Hall Avenue on Wellington Street. This is a coastal development permit for the construction of a 456 square foot accessory dwelling unit. The parcel is currently developed with approximately 1,256 square foot single family residence and is served with community water from Humboldt Community Service District, with sewer as well, and power is provided by PG&E. The project's being brought before the commission today due to public comments received expressing opposition to the project. The commenter asserts that the roadway infrastructure on Wellington Street is unstable and adding additional traffic would cause greater safety risk. It should be known that Wellington Street is a paved, publicly maintained road designed to accommodate two-way traffic, and this project was referred to the County Department of Public Works, who did not express any concerns regarding safety risk or the road's capacity to serve the proposed project. This next slide gives you a closer look at where the parcel is located. It's kind of there where Wellington bends and turns into Pleasant Avenue. So that's that slide. This slide shows on the left picture is in front of the project parcel looking down Wellington, and the other one is from the project parcel looking down Pleasant, which both provide access to the subject property. This slide shows the existing residence on the upper part of the site plan there, and then the ADU there on the lower part. Staff is recommending that the commission find the project exempt from environmental review pursuant to section 15303 of CEQA guidelines, and make all the required findings for approval of this coastal development permit, and adopt the resolution approving the coastal development permit subject to staff's recommended conditions of approval. That's my presentation.
Are there any clarifying questions for staff from the commission? Mr. Scavdall? Okay, thank you. Mr. McFarland?
I understand Public Works did look at the site, but I'm just curious if you spoke to the commenter and to get a better definition of what they meant by unstable.
I did not.
Okay.
I believe that the applicant did have conversations with the commenter.
And piggyback on that, as far as the unstable term, I looked through all the documents, read the staff report, and I'm just curious, I didn't see any like engineer reports stating that that roadway was unstable, and it looked like Public Works stated it's a functioning category 4.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Do you know if the applicant's present that would like, okay, you can make your way to the podium and you have up to 15 minutes to present on your project, and at the end of public comment, you have up to 3 minutes to rebut any public comments. You don't have to use all 15 minutes by any means.
We don't really have anything to add. I think he pretty much covered it. I know that the property owner that was complaining, he had issues with there being a bus stop and then no adequate, he said that mothers with strollers should have a sidewalk to access the bus stop. And then he also said that people in wheelchairs should have the ability to use the sidewalk and that there was no sidewalk. So that was the only real issue that he told us, so.
Is he not here?
Is he here? Do you guys?
Oh, hi.
So do you have anything else you want to present as far as on your project?
Do you have anything else they want to present?
I think it's all been said. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Do you have any other questions about the project or anything?
Do you have parking for if the person who lives there has a vehicle?
Yeah, there will be parking up front, but I don't think they're actually requiring parking because there's a bus stop nearby.
But there is
will
a
be,
place for them
yeah.
to park?
So you if that's your presentation, you have up to 3 minutes at the end of public comment so that way after the public commenters speak, you can clarify anything.
Okay.
If,
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
1 second.
Just one question.
Yeah.
I was looking at the plans for ADU. Is that a standard plan that's available at the county, or did you have somebody design that, or did you design it yourself? I was just curious. It's
That plan, I believe,
like a standard, like tiny home.
yeah, we kind of altered it a little bit, but we've used it in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. A contractor I've worked with. But
Yeah.
And did John Allen do the?
John Allen did the drafting and
Okay.
drawing on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so now, any public commenters in the room that would like to speak on this project, please make your way to the podium. You have up to 3 minutes.
Hi there, William Peasley. I live at the corner of Hall and Wellington Avenue. I expressed my concern as to the roadway as you enter onto Wellington Drive. It is starting to slide. Cracks are in the roadway. They're gaining more and more width as the months go along. As for a two-lane roadway, I have no idea where that came from. Let's see. Rodney, I believe, correct? Yes, sir. Do you still have the email I sent you in regards to?
So we don't interrogate staff. Your public comment is made directly to the commission. And
Okay, Rodney was sent an email from me, and I was showing him a picture of what the roadway looks like. Cars on both sides with a 20-foot strip right down the middle. That's not a two-lane roadway. Basically, that's my concern, is the roadway slipping, you're putting more vehicles on the roadway, and my concern is there. So that's all I have to say. If they could bring up the attachment for the roadway photos.
we don't do that during public comment. After public comment, staff will address any public comments made.
Oh, sorry, first rodeo, so. Pretty sure it won't be my last, though.
So is that everything for your public
That's
comment?
Everything, yep.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the room want to speak on this? I'll check, any attendees want to speak on this project? Please raise your hand. Seeing no one on Zoom. Applicant, if you would like to make any clarifying statements, you can make your way to the podium. You also don't have to, it's up to you.
We also saw that picture he showed, but it was,
There's like a CHP vehicle in it, and their
Yeah.
lights are on, and it looks like some kind of party. So it looks like both sides of the road are filled with cars, and also police vehicles. So it looks like the photo that was taken was during some sort of party that the police were breaking up. And typically that is not what the road looks like. Typically there's not cars on either sides of the road. So the picture that was sent, there's probably like 20 vehicles that are lining the streets, but that's not typical of the neighborhood, and it looks like there was police presence and there was something strange going on when that photo was taken. It's the only real thing that we have to add. And I think it's on the last page of your guys' packet of the agenda, if you can see that.
We have received the,
Okay. That's
thanks.
all.
thank you. So I will now close public comment and bring it to staff. Staff, is there anything you would like to clarify or maybe bring the picture to the screen that was addressed during public comment?
Sure, we'll share this real quick, which will show the picture that is also in your staff report as attachment 4.
So
Should be up there. There it is.
there is a CHP with lights on in that photo that I'm seeing.
Right. So per the Public Works Department, that is wide enough to be considered a 2-lane road, even though it may not be striped in the center.
Question for you, staff, real quick. Heard something about slide and the roadways fracturing away. I can't tell from this picture, but I'm just curious, from the fence line to the road surface, Is there an elevation difference of more than 5 feet?
On the left side of this photo, which is the commenter's property, I went by there and it drastically drops off down into a gully there.
Okay,
And I would assume that would be where any sliding would be taking place, but I didn't look for sliding and I didn't witness the road falling off. But I didn't search for it.
and that's also right, you're talking where this power pole is next to that
Yep.
Ford pickup?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I'll leave it at that, thank you. Any other commissioners, any comments or questions, deliberations?
I'll just comment, I said earlier, I did drive this street today. Right Tree Service was there trimming trees at the power lines. I drive a big pickup truck. They waved me by, so I was able to go down that road in my truck while the tree service is trimming trees. So it seemed wide enough to me. It's a 2-lane road. I didn't see any evidence of road failure other than normal Humboldt County pavement.
Hmm.
But other than that,
Sorry to laugh at your comment, but sometimes factual things are funny. Any other commissioners? Question to staff, just to clarify, we heard traffic as a potential concern, a 456 square foot ADU, residence occupancy, maximum 3 maybe, I'm guessing?
2, probably. 2, 3 tops, 2 being adults, I would assume.
So,
6 round trips per day, likely.
okay, that's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to clarify that maybe there was a 0 missing in the schematics that I didn't notice or something like that.
And you can probably add Pleasant into an access for that property.
Okay, thank you very much. Discussion, motion, concerns?
I'll make a motion
Yep.
that we adopt the resolution which does the following: finds that the proposed project complies with the Humboldt County Bay Area Plan and Zoning Ordinance, and finds the project exempt from CEQA pursuant to section 15303 of the CEQA guidelines, and that there is no substantial evidence that the project will have a significant effect on the environment, and improves the coastal development permit subject to the recommendations or conditions. I don't know if we have any additional ones, but.
We did not add any additional during deliberations.
I'll second.
Okay, we got a first and a second. Any discussion? Voice vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Motion carries. Project is approved. Now we will move to items pulled from consent. So number 4. I want to make sure I attempt to enunciate the last name. Holgerson Minor Subdivision and Coastal Development Permit Extension, and that was pulled by a commissioner, so usually we ask for if you have a clear clarifying question, or if you want a full staff report.
I don't have a clarifying question. There was just a letter of public comment, so I wanted to make sure that if the person who wrote the letter was here, that they had an opportunity to speak on it, should they want to.
Okay. So you want a staff report?
Let's just maybe do a brief staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Augustus. Tonight I will be presenting the Holgerson Minor Subdivision and Coastal Development Permit Extension. It is in the Myrtletown area at 3409 Edgewood Road. On the screen you can see the present aerial imagery. The current use is primarily residential, and the proposal is to subdivide the parcel into 4 lots and 1 remainder. 2 of those parcels will be 7,192 square feet, and 2 will be 8,468 square feet, with the remainder being 14,600 square feet. It was approved June 2nd, 2022 by the Planning Commission, and if approved tonight, the extension will expire on July 18th, 2026. We did receive public comment, and that primarily matched the previous public comments on the approved permits, which we believe have been effectively resolved by the approval and the conditions therein. That concludes my presentation.
Any commissioners have clarifications for staff, questions? Okay, so now
Specifically, the public comment I thought was regarding the trash receptacles. And
Correct.
that, I think the staff report said that space was provided out front for those trash receptacles.
Correct. That was not in the original approval of the site plan, but the tentative map had been updated and approved.
To show that area.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted that clarification.
Thank you. So now I'll open it up for public comment. Any members of the public in the room? Actually, it looks like we have all staff in here. Anybody on Zoom want to speak? Please raise your hand. Not seeing anyone raise their hand, so I'll bring it back to the closed public comment. Bring it back to the commission. Do we want to make a motion? Okay.
I'll motion to approve the Holgerson minor subdivision and coastal development permit extension as laid out in the staff report.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a first and a second, and voice vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Motion carries. So now we will move it to item number 5, 10 Redwoods LLC conditional use permit and special permit, and staff asked for this to be pulled.
So through the chair, we were recommending that this be continued to perhaps the next agenda, November 7th. We, the staff report, and we were prepared to present it, we still are prepared to present this. However, we received information today that the site was the cause of a fire that caused, that spread to the surrounding lands. And so we wanted to give some time to do some more investigation and see what the information actually supports and come back with a more informed recommendation. I believe there may be some members of the public that might wish to comment. And again, we are prepared to do a presentation and to talk about what we do know relative to the project and the fire that occurred yesterday, but we were asking for this to be continued.
So what I heard you say is for staff received new information today and would like proper time to investigate that and make sure they bring factual information to the next hearing. So we wouldn't open the hearing, we open the hearing, and with the new information, we're wanting to continue it to November 7th.
Yeah, I think that's fair, although it's really up to you as the chair and the commission to determine, you do need to open the public hearing.
Yes.
And then how far do you want to go with the public hearing becomes the question, because if people want to speak tonight, and if they're really energized about this and you want to hear that, you want to hear the whole presentation, we're prepared to do that. We really wanted to give you the opportunity, but we wanted you to be fully aware that we don't feel equipped to give you good answers about the fire right now.
So I would say, with hearing staff say that, it probably wouldn't be the most appropriate to try to go all the way to decision, but definitely open it and accept that public comment in regards to the new information about the project, and there would be a different staff report next hearing.
Perhaps, yep.
Is the commission okay with that? Okay, so the public hearing's opened. We're looking at continuing this to November 7th. Although that does give the opportunity for public comment now. So I'll open it up. There's no members of the public in person. So if anyone on Zoom wants to speak, please raise your hand and you'll be allotted 3 minutes. I'm not seeing anyone raise their hand on Zoom. So I will close public comment. Wait. Oh.
I was afraid you were going to say close public hearing. It's like-
No, close public comment, bring it back to the commission, and I'm asking for a motion to continue this to November 7th, where we'll be provided a additional staff report.
I motion to continue 10 Redwoods LLC conditional use permit and special permit to the November 7th meeting.
I thought we'd already pulled it.
I'll second that.
Okay, this will be, you got a first and a second. We got a, this will be a
I
voice.
just want to make a note that I do live out where this fire was, not adjacent to this property, but close enough, and want to commend the efforts of the firefighters that got on top of this yesterday afternoon. It did spread to about 18 acres, but CAL FIRE, Forest Service, and the local volunteer fire department were able to get on it, and I think they got it wrapped up in 2 or 3 hours, so want to acknowledge that.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. So this will be a voice vote to continue to November 7th. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Motion carries. So now we get to report from planner.
I was just going to bring one thing to your attention, and that is the commercial, residential, and the other amendments to the zoning ordinance that the Planning Commission recommended approval of were approved by the board this last Tuesday. So that's another recommendation that the Planning Commission has made that was acted on by the board and approved.
Did they make any changes?
They made a slight change to the commercial residential, which was to remove the requirement that it be affordable housing if it's within a half a mile of public transit, so that if the residential within a commercial zone is within a half a mile, then it can be approved, whether or not, regardless of whether it's affordable or not. And there was one other change. It's fairly minor. But largely, it went through just as proposed.
Rex and I agreed on the parking. I saw his comment.
Commissioner West.
Peggy already asked it.
Oh, okay. Any other? Okay. So Planning Commission discussion items. Anyone have anything? No? Okay, so meeting is adjourned at 6:27 PM.